Through COVID, fear, frustration, and self-doubt, Kim and I took on what some would describe as a boatload of pain and suffering. The goal of creating our own slice of off-grid heaven was guided by daydreams and naive expectations. The only thing we had on our side was some homegrown skills and a little drive and determination not to fail. How did we convince ourselves this was possible? Rehab an old run-down chunk of farmland in northern Wisconsin and slap a box trailer with a bed in it? Exactly. We didn't think this through. The self-doubt, fear, and insecurities driven by the unknown didn't seem to have much of an effect as we pushed forward with blue skies powering solar panels and bountiful gardens fueling our systems. A hairstylist and a designer or wannabe engineer seemed to be just the right combination for renovations, inspirations, and fabrications. With a little helping hand from the folks for direction and ensuring our choices wouldn't get us killed, the goal seemed easy and the budget wouldn't send us to the poorhouse. Timelines shifted by inflation and the remote location helped slow things down. Our only advice for others would be to set your money and deadline, but double them for a realistic due date. Could we really spend only $10,000 and finish this tiny home cabin in 2 years? Hell no, not even close. But we did have fun along the way and even enjoyed the failures that only spurred adjustments and improvements to our plans. As the seasons changed and the months passed, we saw our little slice of heaven transforming from a junkyard into a beautiful chunk of land, and the tiny home cabin began to take on some luxuries. Wood heat fueled by oak, elm, and wood scraps from the project. The sun gave us light even in the darkness of night, and Kim's green thumb provided the garden snacks fueling our drive to keep pushing forward every weekend. How many hours did we accumulate over the 3 years? That's difficult to add. Our best guess is 4 to 8 hours per week, plus the time spent at home planning our next moves and documenting this harebrained idea on the YouTubes. What a fun hobby this has become. The entire project has changed us more than we've shown on our videos. The work has become the source of physical and mental fitness. Our getaway spot eases the stress accumulated from our day-to-day routines. I've personally never been big on hobbies and filling time with additional work, but seeing what we've been able to accomplish in our spare time has driven us to make even more changes at home and given us an entirely different outlook on nutrition and how we spend our time and energy. Jake, my dad, is probably the hardest working guy I know. At times throughout my life, I've often wondered why he is always working on projects. It seems endless. I know now that it is the ongoing learning hobby, gaining skills and knowledge on fixing and maintaining the things that you love and have worked so hard on. No need to hire someone to build your dreams. Just build them yourself. It's a lot more fun that way anyway. This dream of ours started off small, tiny dreams, some would say. I didn't ever imagine that building a tiny home would take this much effort. If you decide to do a project like what we've done, be aware that it has all the same home systems as a full-size home, and a few of those require some additional research and understanding. Just remember, build your own dreams, no matter how large or tiny. Accept help when needed, and know who can give you the correct answers to any questions that may come up. All the donations we've received have helped the overall cost and boosted our spirits, knowing that we had onlookers and people that wanted to see us succeed. All the likes, shares, and subscribers is just icing on the cake, and we hope that our project has inspired our friends and family and even the people we've never met. Is the American dream dead? Ours isn't. American dreams are whatever you want them to be. Ours just happens to be a tiny off-grid cabin built for two and two German wirehair pointers. High five to that. The funniest part of this project is that you would think that the time and energy would have worn us down.
See you next time from the insulated tiny home. People.
There were definitely some difficult times, blood, sweat, and tears, as I like to say, but the success and joy of every accomplishment seemed to just help things along, and we only became more inspired to push towards the finish line. More progress equaled more comforts, and a weekend destination that was evolving into the go-to spot we missed dearly when taking time away. As this project started to wind down, we found ourselves being able to focus on other tasks, further developing trails and land and making improvements to the property. The tiny cabin is just a small part of this process, a luxury. All the comforts of home, and it didn't require a huge loan or even prevent us from travel or other sacrifices. I guess our priorities have changed a bit since 2019, but not because of this project. When the world was seemingly coming to an end in 2020, we rolled up our sleeves and pushed towards a brighter future. This property isn't a hideout, it's a quiet retreat, somewhere we can avoid the news and overly processed doom and gloom. More than anything, we want anyone that is checking out our project to look at the brighter side of things. Yes, there is no substitute for hard work and dedication. There is nothing more satisfying than a job well done. The future is what you make it, and nobody can talk us out of our dreams. Onward and upward to everyone. Now let's get cracking on the next steps in this project, or even take on a new one. We're graded! So you ready to be done for good work for the day?
Yes.
I didn't read the set. Don't worry about that. Makes it all worth it, right? When it comes together and it looks good.
Do this, do that, do all that, do all that if you want.
I mean, it's just a great place to read a book, and it's the best place in the world to go to sleep, so I love it.
Sponsor, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Thanks for watching.